Okay. Okay. Good evening again. Guys, I'm Luigi. I'm here with Luis, Rafael, and Iago for our English immersion on Talk and Talk, which is a conversation platform where we can practice many languages like French. And by the way, we have hostess in French here with us, Italian, German, Spanish, yeah. But of course, this is not a class, so we won't correct each other. Iago, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Iago. I am 29. I live in the countryside of Ceará, a small town called Apoiarés. I live here with my husband and 7 cats. You can see one here. She's sleeping. Um, I work as an instructional designer and I love to read in my free time. I like embroidering. And yeah, I think that's it.
Thanks. And you, Rafael, your turn, please.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Rafael. I'm 32. I grew up in São Paulo, Brazil, but now I'm living in Netherlands in a city called Groningen. And but I've been in Europe for 4 years because I'm doing my PhD in law in Paris. So and I'm here with you to improve my English. It's something it's a challenge to me, but I'm so good to I said be a part of this immersion. Thank you.
Nice. Very lots of cultural exchanges here today. So, okay, thanks,
I
Luis. Go
think you
ahead.
are in the last episode of the TNT podcast, Rafael.
Yeah, it's me exactly. It was me. Yeah, I
So
talk a
Uh,
little bit
specific.
about
I
my experience.
I remember that I saw you in some immersions, but I remember your name on the newsletter last week, I
Ah,
think.
cool. It was
Nice.
very nice. How to say that to talk with Philip about the experience. To me, it was something like to how to say that to do a resume with my life here in Europe. It was interesting.
Nice. We have famous people here today. Okay, go ahead, Luis.
Hi everyone. I watched this episode. Rafael, thank you for share your experience. And let's go. My name is Luis. I have 30 years old. I'm living in a countryside of Minas Gerais. It's a small city called Martinho Campos. And I have one dog called Filó. And I like to be with my family, walk with my dog, do some exercises, but not I don't like to go to the gym. And I like to learn new things. I like to practice languages, and I'm a French host also. And that's it.
Don't like to go to the gym. Interesting point to add for
Ev-
the
I,
conversation.
I will say this every day in every kind of presentation that I have the opportunity.
Nice. Okay, guys, I'm Luisi. I'm 27. I work with technology, strategic marketing. Yes, I'm here on Talk and Talk since July last year to improve my conversation skills. I need to try French someday, but it's so hard for me, and I'm always saying this with I have lots of excuses. That's it, and I love to swim. Okay, let's start with the first question. How would you personally define wealth? This is, I don't know, this is a random question, I know, but I think it's different for everyone. Not everyone, but I think it's different. It depends on the perspective. Let's start with Iago.
I think that for me, wealth is having a comfortable life for you, is not only about having a lot of money. I think it's having what it's nice for you, a comfortable house, I don't know. I think wealth. I think about I think about comforts. I think, and I don't want to sound like cliche, but I think that being healthy is something also with that, because we can accomplish anything that we want if we have our health. So yeah, I would say these two things. I think health and a comfortable life, something that, well, whatever comfortable life means to you,
Totally. Yeah, speaking as a person who is sick today, healthy, it's everything. I agree. I miss it. Like I miss myself from 2 days ago. I totally agree with you about comfort, and it can be anything. I'm a very sick person. I don't know. I've been sick like lots of times, like with anemia and stuff, and I suffer very much with this kind of thing. And I don't know. I see this as an experience that makes me, how can I say, makes me, how can I say valorizar? I don't know. Forget it. Totally forget it. But I value most when I feel, better, when I don't need to mind these things. And I think money is everything. I always say this, like, not in a material way, of course, but in a way that you can provide for your family, for yourself, your house. I'm moving out this month, and I totally can see that the money can buy comfortable things and comfortable time sometimes, even time, yes. So that's it. That's my answer. Luis, do you agree?
Yes, of course. And but I think that the wealth is a combination of a lot of things, not just about our body, but there is a mental aspect that is very important also. And that's it. I have I don't have too much to say about it, but it's a combination of good things in your body, in your mind, and you will get this combination with free time, not just work, but a good free time, right? Something like this. Do some exercise, but do something that something pleasure. That could
Yes.
be something like
Yes.
this.
Yes. And even exercising sometimes can be a privilege, like not everybody has the
Oh,
time and the access to, I don't know, to exist
Yeah,
in a gym which we hate, but the
I like to
gym, or
play.
I don't know.
I like. I love.
Sorry?
I like to play soccer, not just hate the exercise. I hate.
Okay, okay. No, that's okay. I know. I know. But I love swimming, for example, which is a very, very expensive sport. Today I'm allowed. I have this. I can't swim because of the Sesc, Sesc São Paulo, because it's cheaper and I have the credencial, so it's totally affordable for me. But I don't know. It's it's very expensive here in São Paulo. It's like absurd. And you, Rafael, what do you think?
yeah. To me, I think I agree with you, with everybody here in the content. But how to say that? I in the form, to me, it's a little bit different. I prefer to use the word wealth just for how to say that money, for something like that. Even and or to possessions, if when you have how to say something that can be valuable in money. To me the problem is how to say that the way that our society values in the how to say that the word how to say the wealth. So, for example, to me, I prefer use, for example, to use the healthy for say just healthy, not wealth. And health is more important to be how to say to be healthy. It's more important than to be wealth. So, and then the other things that you everybody said, like how said it, to be happy. So it's not a synonymous to me, and I prefer them to use the word wealth to do to these things. But I agree with everyone.
Oh, that's a great point of view. I think that sometimes we need to think this way too. But do you think that wealth can be like associated with, I don't know, well-being, for example?
Yeah, I know. So for me, that's the problem. And even if you, it's just how to say that, a choice. But many people want to criticize this point of view. Many people want to say, no, wealth is not just have money; it's have healthy well-being. But to me, it's the point, and I prefer separated means two things, and how to say that criticize that point of view and say no, wealth is something, but we have to valorize it other things, and how to say that the in the for how to say that the well-being is most important, and it's not just something about the health, I can say wealth, but more about other things.
Nice, nice. Like it, love it actually. And the second question, I think it's related with what you're saying. Can you read it and answer for us?
Yeah, so do you think wealth is only about money, or does it include other aspects of life? Why? And well, I will repeat a little bit, but to me, it's just money or something that can be, how to say that, evaluate and money, and we have to pay attention to not how to say that include many things in that concept of wealth. To me, for example, the health, the problem now, education's health, many things how to say that can be in my how to say point of view just rights, or something that how to say that that values. Not financial values. To me, it's a problem. Well, if you how to say that, if we uh, use the word wealth, that in my point of view, it's so how to say that contain so many that aspects about money. So to me, that's the problem, and because of that, I prefer to use wealth or something like richness, something like that, just for the money things.
Nice, nailed. I can see why you were at the podcast because you share your opinion in an excited way. That's nice. Okay, and yeah, good. Do you agree with Rafael on the second question?
I think that for me, as I said, wealth is not only about money. And I don't know. I think that wealth for me is more about being healthy and having a comfortable life than having a lot of money. I think that, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit lost right now, I think.
That's us, right? We're always like this. Guys, you need to watch like a immersion that was only me with Iago, that we start answering the questions, then we move to another subject, like totally different. Then we come back to the questions. Okay, Luis, your turn, please.
Well, uh, it's not just about money, but nowadays in the way that our society were built, it's mainly about money because we need it to do a lot of things, a lot of privileged things. And this is how you enjoy your money is a part of your wealth, right? Not just about money, but how you enjoy. And that's it. Uh,
And even to have money to enjoy, I think it's a privilege. Because nowadays I live paycheck by paycheck. Like I have money to pay
yes.
rent, bills, college, and that's it. That's it. Sometimes like I food, Korean food, and that's it. A movie, a theater. But it's very strict for me and my girlfriend, for example, because we are like studying new careers and we are trying new paths. So at the start, it's always harder, I think. But to have wealth, I think it's very different for each people and how I don't know how we how's the relation that we have with money and what they can it can provide for us. Because when I think about wealth, I think I have kind of because I live in a I don't know, in a good neighborhood. I can't like afford to go to the Pão de Açúcar sometimes when I want to eat a different type of bread because it's better. I don't know, and I have things to share with the others, like the family. I have time to share with my family. So I see these kind of things as well too. But I don't know. I have my doubts now that Rafael showed his opinion because I think it's very different from what I was thinking about before this immersion. That wealth sometimes it's only about money too. It's very capitalist for me. It's only about money because money can provide everything. Even I don't know to go to the therapist to understand better. I don't know. Okay,
I just would
guys.
like to add something. Luis said, well, it might be about how we spend our money, how we chose to put our money into. And I remember a story that a friend of mine told me that I live in a really small town and we have like five people that are really rich here, people who have commercials for a long time. And he was telling me that one of these, he only the dream of his wife was to go to the mountains, and she never did. And she only had this dream, and they have a lot of money, and he never take her to this travel. And then she did this travel like 2 years ago, and it was like a big thing for her, And I always think that a lot of people are have a lot of money, but they don't enjoy it. And when it comes to enjoy money, it's not only spending on buying things that I don't know that we want, but it's really making something meaningful for us, I think. I don't know.
Yes, because it's something like that. You want to have money, but how much? And if you achieve this, what will you do with?
I know how much, guys. I totally know. Totally.
Do you know? I didn't get. Do you know
I
how
know how
much?
much for me, how much I need for me, how much I'll be comfortable and have peace of mind for the rest of my life.
Yes, but if you have,
I see your
I
point.
don't
Yes,
know,
I agree.
5 million, you will try to have more five, as as Iago mentioned it in the comments, 5 million. You try to have more five, or you will just relax and travel around the world and take all the time to do nothing, for example. It's a
Yes,
philosophical question, but we need a purpose,
yes.
to keep us doing the activities, or
It's
a
the
money purpose.
famous.
Oh, yes, just
I see your point, and I agree. I agree that I don't know. It's different from the value of things, right? And we are always like needing more. But I don't know. I'm a very simple, simple and basic person. I don't grow up rich or whatever, so I know how much I can give you a number if you want to. If you ask me, I can give you. But yes, I think it
I have
depends on the life that we have.
I have my number too.
Do you share with us? Just kidding. Just kidding. then we can see how much you are paid. Guys, okay, let's jump to the next question, which I forgot. That's a good one, I think. In your opinion, what is more important, financial wealth or emotional well-being? Okay, can decide. Let's start with Luis, please.
Well, nowadays I believe that both are important, not exactly the same way. This could depend. It's a personal choice, but I believe that both are important because sometimes you need to pay a lot of things and pay to have a good education, pay to have a good accommodation, even to enjoy the life as you mentioned it. You need to pay to swim, yeah, or to buy some food, some delivery.
I think
Both.
it's related too. Yeah,
Yeah, both.
I think it's related. So, I don't know. I have lots of experiences being constantly anxious and feeling, I don't know, lonely about when I used to struggle with money. And I think that it can be related to wealth and well-being. Like money can pay peace of mind for us. Like you don't struggle like a lot or don't even think about it. You just okay, you can afford. Rafael, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and something that I was thinking, how said, hurting you, it's all the in our society the both of things are related, so they are linked. If you don't have money, you can buy many things that how say that support your emotional well-being, and so that's the problem. I agree with Luis when they said, oh, both are important, but. It's not in our society. I think that we have to choose not how to say that or one or another. You have to have considering that money is important to achieve the emotional well-being. You have to have a balance. So to me, it's my choice in life. It's clearly the more. I think that's more important and emotional well-being, but because I'm a professor, so I'm a teacher, and I don't receive so much. But I know with age, I'm an adult like you, and when I start to pay my own bills, there are so many times, and I realize that without money in this society, it's impossible to live. But if I have to choose one, I will choose. It's more important emotional well-being, but we have to pay attention the how to say that the linkage, the relationship that we have between to have a financial wealth and to achieve this emotional well-being. So something is the way, and the other is the how to say that the objective, the goal. And that's it to me. So interesting this topic and think about it.
It's very clear. So you're doing your PhD in law, and are you a professor too?
Yeah, because so my contract here here not here exactly now, but in France is how so that I have to I do my PhD, so my research, and during this time I have to do the class in university. So I do the class about contracts, how to say it, law of obligations, or something like that. This is my how to say it, my field. Uh, and it's also interesting to me. It's something that I want to be I want to be a professor. I know already, but I'm not how to say that the principal, the main professor in the university. So I have just something like a assistant professor, something like that. But I do class for the 30 persons, so it's something interesting. And to me it's so important to start now, and it helped me so much how to say, to be in contact with the young people, the new that how to say that have another experience, another culture. It's so important to learn. I've been learning so much how to say that teaching, And I'm sure that my research will be totally different because of that. So it's something that I love it.
Nice, nice. And are you teaching in French?
In French, it's
Wow,
100% in French.
wow.
So it's so cool. It's also that it's a little bit challenge, but there are now I'm teaching for something like 1 year and a half. So I teach in three different course. So now I'm a little bit more confident to do it. But when I started, it was how to say that, a challenge, especially
Nice,
the different. Uh, that's it.
nice. Congrats. Thanks for sharing, by
Thank
the
you.
way, because I was just curious. Okay, so finally, Iago, what do you think?
I think that for me, I will agree that both are related in some way, because I think that one of the things that lead us most to anxiety is financial insecurity, I think. So, I don't know, being worried about paying your bills or something that is broken in your house and you don't have immediate money to solve the problem. And I think that money can buy a lot of things, but I think that I will go back on what Luis said, that I think that everything really comes on how we decide to spend our money. Of course, we need to say that some things that we say here comes from a privileged place, because we have means to do the things that we want to, and we are fine. Um, but I think that both are really related, because for example, for me, if I have money, I can't pay for my therapy weekly, and that's something that is expensive for some people. And I know that for me it's a luxury, because yes, I can afford that, and it's something really great to me. And I can think that, for example, it's a money that will make some difference in another person's life. Um, but I really think that both are related, but it's really how we decide to spend our money, because I don't know, you can have a lot of money and you can be like Smog, the Lord of the Rings dragon, only living there, sleeping on your wealthness, on a lot of gold, and doing nothing with it, just because you want more, 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 and more. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's the dream. Something near Elon Musk or whatever. That's the dream for me. Just kidding. Okay. Guys, the next question, I think it's a good one. Luis, can you read it for us, please?
All right, number 4. That's right. Number 4.
Yes.
How does culture influence the way people perceive wealth? This is a good question. I realize that I have no answers for that question, but this is a good question because I think that there is a strong difference. There is a big difference in this perception that depends on which country do you live. All right. Especially in the relation with the work. Sometimes we are here, not everyone, but we live in Brazil. I know that Rafael lives in another country, but in general, of course. And sometimes we need to work just to survive.
Yes.
And I have that probably in another country, this perception is completely different. The, there is a relation with the work culture. For example, in the French, France has a work culture completely different from us. I won't discuss about the reasons that this happens, but this is a way that I believe that the culture influence the perception of health, for example. This is just a way. Sometimes we need to work here just to survive. And there's another country that they don't have this perception. Probably they feel more wealth than in general. I don't know. I don't have answer for this, but
No, you do have one. I think it's
that's
a great
yes,
one, and I totally
that's
agree with
one
you.
perception that
Totally agree with you, especially that we are very work and progress focused, like the 6 per 1 work scale here, which pays like nothing for you to work like 12 hours per day. I have this experience in my curriculum VT, for example. And yes, I totally agree. I'm gonna talk about the culture that I used to live with, which is my parents and grandparents. They are like very traditional Japanese immigrants, and they built like everything here in Brazil from scratch. Like they came with nothing, like being miserable, and I don't know, dealing with all the difficult things in that age. And they build like, I don't know, for me they are like very rich people, not super rich, but very rich people. They have like comfortable things. They live in a okay house in a okay neighborhood, and they conquer everything from work. And sometimes I see my parents projecting this in me because I don't know. I work from home, for example, and for them, I just like play on my computer. I don't receive enough money because I'm just an intern and I have 27 years old. I don't know. I think they sometimes it's on the computer, yes. Sometimes I feel this pressured because they conquer everything from work and not like corporate office work, but with body work. They are agriculture, so they grew up working in this kind of field, which is very hard. And uh, I don't know. I think that they are very traditional with this kind of thing. For them, like money is everything, but you need to work hard for this. And if you don't, you're like nothing. You're nobody. And for them, sometimes if I am like this because they don't pay me enough for the hours that I work. But I think it's different for everyone because I work for a big company. I think that success is different for every people. I see myself like a very wealth person to be able to have like a plano de saúde and benefits, and to, I don't know, I don't need to pay for a dentist, for example. This is great. I know that's the minimum, that I deserve it because I'm CLT, but for me it's a privilege to have access to these things because I grew up with my mom that I didn't have. So, guys, my answer was a little messy because I just lost my mind. But um, who's next? Iago, please.
I think that culture influences a lot because it's like you said, it's where we are that, that we build our way of thinking, you know. I think that I come from a similar place, I think, because my parents, they built everything that they have now with a lot of work, you know. And I don't know, maybe, but I also was thinking about how people act on social media with this, you know, because we are always seeing a lot of people like new millionaires doing a really big thing online. And I don't know how to trust these people, but we know that a lot of people that do this, they influence others that, oh, it's easy, you can have easy money. We see a lot of this happening, for example, with people advertising gambling platforms, you know,
It's
that
the
it's a good
worst one.
thing. yeah, that you have a lot of money, that it's easy, that you will not lost anything. And it's something really horrible because catches a lot of people that already are in financial insecurity, and these people are influenced to spend the money that they will probably use for another thing that was more important, but they spent with gambling. And because of this, people we are really easy to be influenced when it comes to money, I think, because that's something that even if you have a really comfortable life, you always think that, oh, I think that I can have some more. Of course, it's a capitalist way of thinking the system that we live, but yeah, I think that's it.
A new carro do ano, That's the worst one. And the influencers, they are paid like so much money, like lots of, like it's terrible. It's incredible to think about it. That they just did like I don't know who they influence. I don't
And they
know
make
exactly, but
money on people losing money. That's the
yeah.
worst for me.
Hi, it's like who is Francine and why she won a helicopter? Like who's this girl? That's I don't know. It's crazy. Um, okay, finally, Rafael, go ahead.
Yeah, no, so how to say that? It's so interesting. I'm just to say I'm loving this immersion. It's very very cool. And very very cool. I'm a little bit sad that normally I have a meeting in this time, but every time when I will not have it, I will return. So
Guys, this
to
is always a
answer.
message bar. Always a message bar
No, no,
here.
very, very, very interesting. So, but to me, I would also to be a little bit serious. I think it's totally the culture. It's something very, very. Oh, it's a concept very, very large, but and sure that influence everything, every social relationship. But to talk about the wealthy, I was thinking about how, for example, the indigenous people for them, especially the people, how say, the indigenous people that live in contact with the nature or how the forest or stuff like that. To them, they look at us, and I will this concept, this occidental concept of wealth, they don't have it because they plant their food they hand, or how to say that they have another relationship, but especially in our society when the wealth is linked with the well-being or stuff like that, happiness. To then we are not health wealth, in fact, wealth. So it's something. Oh, you live in a small apartment, even if it is in the much richness, how to say that, part of the city. Your pick your car, and if it is the most expensive car, you pick your car to, how to say that, you pass 2 hours in the how to say that, in your car. You work. Uh, 10 hours a day or something like that. To them that will be not, how to say it, something that we can translate like wealth. And I thought very very interesting something that you said, guys, about how to say that even in our occidental society, I don't know how to say it, uh, we have the different perspectives about wealth. For example, for someone that how to say it, grew up in the also that the poor community or stuff like that, or like me, for example. To me, my perspective to wealth, it's something very very different. But it's so interesting analyzing myself, for example, that my concept of wealth is different now, because now I have much more money that I had before. And that's the problem. I'm questioning myself every time. No, it's not enough, or something like that. Even if I have not so much, but yeah, it's a problem. I think that that's a mentality that we have here in the Occident. It's not, it's never, it's enough. now I'm thinking, no, I want to just have 1 million. When I achieve this target, I will want it more and more, and the problem is like that. So I think that we have to how to say that change our concept about wealth, or I'll say not our concept, but the link between wealth and the well-being, for example, or we have to separate it, because again, how to say that if you don't do it, that's a serious problem to achieve the main goal that can be considered, how to say that, to be happy or something like that.
Nice, nice. I'm always complaining about my parents and my grandparents who I just talk about it. But one thing that they teach me is that money it's for like security, right? It's for your comfortable, it's for your health and for security, not just for luxury. So they don't like have big cars and big houses. It's just for you to have a financial security, which I don't, but it's something that it's like impregnated in my mind. You know, I'm always thinking about this when I gain more money, when I receive more money or pay more. I'm always like saving a little because I don't want to lose it. You know, I need to be secure. I need to have this to sleep knowing that I have a financial securities. I just thought about when you were talking because I just remember this kind of that can be strict, but they teach me a valid and a wise lesson. Guys, I don't think we have enough time for another question, and I'll just call the guys. I said 5 minutes, but I give them two. I think that's okay. Then we can chat here on the main room. Okay, and Rafael, what is your schedule here in French?
In French, it's every how to say that? Oh, Thursday, quinta-feira. I don't know how to say that in English. I think it's like that. 8 a.m. How to say that in the Brazilian time. So
Okay.
every Thursday, 8 a.m. I how to say that I will everybody how to say that can be with me. That will be a pleasure to talk about many things. And I'm thinking about how to say that to pick your subject for a French conversation, because it
That's
was very very
nice.
cool.
Nice, nice.
If you how to say that authorized me.
Oh, of course, that's okay, and I'll watch it later. That one participated because I just can't. I know how
Oh,
to say my name, and that's it. That's
it's
enough
enough.
for me. But I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Guys, how was it? How was the conversation in the other room? I'm very curious. I want to talk with all of you. That's so sad. How was for you, Camila?
I love it. We did some plans from the future when we became wealthy.
Share with us. Share. I'll be taking notes.
We have different perspective. I will spend the 2 months trying to organize everything about my life and my families and the others, but maybe
Mhm.
travel just for one month just to have a vacation without worries. And maybe when I come back, try to organize everything here. But we have a different perspectives about this.
Wow, that's nice. Where are you going? Do you have a destination yet?
Not yet, maybe because I don't have money, so it's hard to keep it. We need to set up
All
the
of them, so all the
yeah.
destinations,
If I
okay.
could take 10 countries at the same in a row and go live in 5 days in each one, maybe.
Okay. Okay, we have a person here in Netherlands, so it may be
Wow,
a
I can go
network.
there to visit because
You guys can be
money,
friends.
yes, money will be
Nice,
not the problem. I can go there.
nice, that's nice. And for you, Lucas, how was the conversation for you?
I will speak em português, tá?
Perfect.
Gostei demais, foi muito divertido, principalmente logo no início, em tentar descobrir como é que falava riqueza. Era muito engraçado como que pronunciava, era muito engraçado. Também assim foi um tema muito gostoso para conversar, principalmente para mim, pelo fato de eu ainda estar aí em desenvolvimento. Foi um dos temas assim que eu consegui falar de uma forma mais fluida, com pouco travamento assim nas palavras, principalmente as palavras
Sim.
assim que era difícil para mim pronunciar, sabe? Eu fiquei muito feliz de eu conseguir ter pronunciado. Foi muito bacana esse tema. Muito obrigado por trazer esse tema. Me diverti muito e fiquei
Nice.
muito feliz aí pelo fato de eu ter conseguido transmitir aí um bom vocabulário, com poucos travamentos.
You are in good hands with Camila and Paula. They are so fun to talk with. That's nice. And I'm two steps ahead of you guys because I searched on Google Translator the pronunciation before the meeting, before the immersion. And I already knew, but I searched it like 2 seconds before the meeting. Okay. And you, Paula, how was it for you?
Lucas has wealth vocabulary now.
Mm.
I love it because I could do my jokes. And I remember until Seu Madruga in this talk.
Seu
So,
Madruga?
yeah.
Oh gosh.
And
Most wise man.
Camila said the background was Torre Eiffel, or with if she received this money. Torre Eiffel is the background, or pyramids. She don't give up the host of immersions. But I will travel to the world with my pets and my husband.
Like all of them?
All of
Four
them,
dogs?
and forgot the immersions.
Okay, so we will miss you, Paula, but I hope you have a great time in Paris or whatever. Nice, guys. I'm very happy that you guys have a great conversation because I don't know, we can watch what happens in the other room. So I'm always curious, like, how was it, you know? It would be nice if we have like a co-host that can share in YouTube or anything. Okay, guys, and for you, Louise, what do you think about the subject? How was the conversation for you?
Well, it's a very good subject, very interesting conversation, different points of view, and that's it. It was funny too. It was very good. Thank you for the subject.
Nice,
I
love
hope
having
that,
you here.
yeah, I hope that I can be here on the next Monday.
Okay, nice. I hope too. Iago.
Yes, it was a great conversation, a nice topic. I think that it's something that I am constantly thinking about it, because as we discussed, I think that for me, wealth is really about having a comfortable life. And sometimes I think that, oh, how can I be more comfortable? And for this year, for example, I want to put an air conditioner on my office here because last year was really hard. But yeah, I think that it's it, and I think that it's a really nice topic to reflect on our relationship with our money. I think that's something important to think about how much value we give to our money, how we spend it.
Yes, it could be the dream if we was like a trophy wife, you know. That's the dream for all of us. That's the conclusion of this conversation. And you, Rafael, guys, I'm asking like each one of you because we have like 5 minutes to chat, okay? So feel free to, if you have like a strong opinion or anything.
No, to me it was amazing. I love to have this conversation. We could, how to say that, reflect about many important things in the same time, how say that, laughing so much. So it was a pleasure. So thank you so much, everyone. And just something for adding, it's very very hard when I have to split the rooms. It's better to to talk, but every time I think, that will be great to be in the both of
Yeah.
rooms and having all these conversations. I share this feeling with you.
It's so sad. Like, I think that I lost something. I feel missed out, like FOMO, right? Something like this. Like, I want to be part. Okay, guys, thank you for this conversation. I think it was like a great one. Learned a lot vocabulary and experience. We changed lots of different opinions. So it was awesome for me. Nice to meet you, Rafael. You are welcome to join us. And yes, guys, have a great week. Drink water and rest. That's it. See you on next immersion. Oh, the cat, the
The
white cat.
cats there.
Oh, so cute. So cute.
So bye
Okay.
bye everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thank you so
guys.
much.